so what's it gonna be? You're trapped in a new world, a street by the creek. The third chapter, so what's it gonna be?
Let's go.
What's up guys, this is Ragshit and welcome to the channel again. Today we are doing our monthly overall character tier list. Okay, and before we get started, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to get updates from the channel. I'll be posting a lot more stuff on Street Fighter Duel, and my dog is here just he's here just looking at me recording. Anyways, again, we're sorry for that. I found it really funny. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We post a lot of stuff on Street Fighter Duel, a lot of content, and we are starting to grow more and have more people watch the videos and get better scores at bosses and everything. Okay, that's what I try to do. I try to spread the knowledge. Okay. And also here at the top left corner, there's gonna be a PayPal donation button, so you guys can enter there and donate to the channel to help support and grow the channel even more. Everything donated to this PayPal will be used to grow and get more content for the channel. Everything will be spent on Street Fighter Duel. Okay? So, without further ado, if you haven't watched the last tier list video, it's kind of important for you to watch that, to have a little bit of start on what we did there. But I'm gonna be reviewing every character, at least a quick review if the character is still on the same spot as it was before. Okay, and I'll be mixing some characters, and there's 3 new characters. Okay, this tier list is gonna be fun. Okay, some really interesting changes, I must say. So, starting out, I'll probably put it like this. I'll put every new character on the A tier, and we will go from down to God. Okay, God tier will be the last tier we are talking about. So, this is complex. Okay, D tier, Diviner Rose. On the last tier list video, some people argued that I shouldn't be taking in consideration the amount of resources you need for a character to rank them in a tier or another. But actually, this doesn't weight so much on my consideration. But I kind of have a little bit of consideration regarding priority, because let's think about this. If a character is more important on the game, you give this character priority. This automatically means this character is gonna be on a higher tier than a character. Oh, there's probably gonna be a lot of light there for you guys, but it's really we're having a lot of wind today, so I can't do much about it. I hope the light here is enough for you guys to see me well. Anyways, there's just a character being higher priority than another means that he's gonna be a higher tier. because if he is higher priority, it means it is a better character in some sense. Can you? Is it? Does it make sense? Maybe let's say a character that is master tier. You might say, oh, but this master tier character should be better than this wind tier character that is also a support. Maybe, and it happens sometimes. Even though it's a low priority character, he can be maybe better than a wind character that is a good wind character, but worse support than the other character. Can you imagine just a little bit how this works? It's hard, but in my opinion, since the last video, I took some tests and did some considerations with all of this to talk about Divine Rose. Okay. Took in some consideration, did some more testings with her, and I don't think she is D tier anymore, in my opinion, but she's not higher than C tier. She has a lot of RNG involved. First. Second, her heal is not that good. Her damage buff is actually pretty decent, but she needs to be, if I remember correctly, she needs to be FS30 to have a good damage buff on her C1. I can't remember, but anyways, even if it was FS0, it is really hard to not take in consideration the amount of RNG for you to get her to max stacks. Okay, and this on its own is really bad. So she is at most here. T-Hawk, actually, he's a useless character to get in the team, in my opinion. Really hard to use him on any team, but he has been seen some uses as an assist on bosses. Recent bosses, he was actually pretty decent, so I'll hang him up here. His assist makes that your character cleanses some debuffs, and for recent bosses this was actually a good thing. And we had some options, most likely for free-to-play players, to use T-Hawk and get better scores, so I feel like this is good, but it's still not a good passive assist. It's a really niche assist, but better than nothing, right? We had him on D tier earlier because it was nothing, okay? On the C tier, characters that were sitting on C tier, I put Adon on D tier. Now that even more now that we have his counterpart, okay? They don't play the same, but you can argue that they kind of play the same, because one of Adon things is the grave injury, but Fire Adon also has some kind of grave injury. It's the same icon, it's the same effect, but they don't call it grave injury, which is weird, but we're talking about that later, okay? So, Adon D tier. Makoto, I still feel like she sits on C tier. I'd maybe put her on D tier, high D tier, because sadly she doesn't see any uses in the game right now. There's nowhere you can use Makoto. She doesn't tank. Her stun is negligible. You won't be able to get comfortable with the timing to use her stun properly, so it's hard to use her. And her car is not that great. Her FS not that great also, so that's it. I feel like Makoto is not a character that's gonna be used in the game as much. Yugo. Yugo sits on a place where he's not good. He has some really niche uses, sometimes on Fire Tower, but right now I don't even think he's gonna be used on Fire Tower anymore anyways. But he's not, oh sorry, but he's not actually bad. He just don't have a place in the game right now. Same for the Capper. The Capper, she doesn't have enough damage to be properly used. Her assist can be used somewhat, but not so much. I still think like she is a C tier, and that's it. I don't feel like she has anything that could bring her up right now. Okay. Okay, for B tier. B tier is interesting, I'd say. Let's go from left to right, okay? Mayor Cody. I feel like he sits on the best place he should right now. He has a good assist. He doesn't have much uses in the game aside from that, but he's not bad. He's just don't have space in the game, but his assist is actually pretty useful. Guy. Still feel like he sits on a good place. His C2 is actually really good, even for free-to-play players. Most likely, actually, for free-to-play players, because he buffs the C3 of your team. You use his C2, the C3 of your strongest character will hit more. And there's a lot of uses for this, and you can have him on some teams, on bosses. He's not bad. He's not bad. Okay. Cammy. I'll be honest with you guys. Cammy is really tough because she doesn't have much places to go right now, as she got outshined by every single power creep DPS in the game right now. So her only use is her armor break C2, but she doesn't give much more than this. And there is one character that I will move a little bit up on the list that does this better than her and is a little bit more tankier and has some more usages. So for now, Cammy, actually I put her probably right here. Combat Guile, same spot. He is useful on Thunder Tower, but worse than Mummy Dawson. That's why he's used. And I've been actually using him on some bosses also, on those moody bosses. But as we get more characters to use right now, I feel like he can be used actually. Just thinking about multi bosses, that there's a lot of multi bosses in the game right now, I actually put him right here. We are having more multi bosses on events, and maybe he can be more useful. He's not bad. His damage is good. His damage is a lot better than Dawson in multi bosses, so I feel like this might play well. Okay. Fashion Sakura, same place. I feel like she has a good assist, but not a lot more than that. Her assist is actually pretty useful on some specific bosses, I move her up to here. Her assist on bosses that doesn't have multi hits is really strong. She can get a lot of damage, but the cooldown makes it a little weird. Okay. Again, I'd put Yan actually a little higher here because I remembered something after a little bit after I've done the list. If you have Triple S Gan and you have his 6 cars, this effect from the 6 cars of being immortal will transpose to the clone assist. That's weird, but that's how it works. So the clone has a little bit of extra survivability. That's weird, but that's how it works. And yeah, not really bad. But you need him to be Triple S. But still, as a character itself, not so good. El Fuerte, this is the guy I was talking earlier. I feel actually like El Fuerte might be up here. He is a good C2 character. If you guys saw my video for the racing challenge, it might feel like I use him just for the bleed to incorporate on the team, but his defense break is actually pretty consistent and reliable, so it made regular Chan hit almost like Viper on that team, and that's big actually. Also, he has good survivability, he has counter, he has some kind of effect immunity. He's not a bad character. He can be used on PvP. I feel like he's gonna be really good in PvP when people get to know him and use him better. So I feel like this is a good place for him. DJ. I recently put DJ on FS20 to test his attack buff a little more, and I'm gonna say, depending on the boss, maybe you can get the best attack buff in the game. But you need specific boss, okay? Because for the attack buff to stay on your character, you need it to be you need a character to stay with the shields for the entirety of the fight. This is hard because there's not much bosses that hits you only on the front, but if you're fighting a boss that only hits on the front, this guy can be really strong and people sleep over him a lot. But aside from that, I don't see much uses. I won't be moving him right now because I need to test him a little more, okay? If we get another boss like the Vega boss from the half anniversary edition that had only front character hits, and I can test him a little more on this specific scenario, maybe we can figure out some ways to make him better in other directions, but I need a proper testing before that. Okay, so I'll let him stay here. Regular Blanca, I still feel like he stays at the same place. I don't feel like he should be going up or down. Still the same thing. His passive is kinda okay. His cars actually for PvP, but it's a lot of RNG. The chances are low, but so he's on a good place. And as I said before, Dawson just outshine his potential for C2 shock. Okay. Dudley, same thing as before. He kind of do the same thing as Guy, but worse, kind of, because he needs FS30 to actually shine in the fight. So I won't move him right now. Okay. Going to the A tier, Trendy Aiden. Oh, Trendy Aiden, Trendy Dawson. Actually, I feel like I positioned him on a kind of a good place, but he will go up a little bit in my opinion. Maybe probably around here. Probably around here. Okay. He is a pretty strong character. He is the best shock activator on the game right now, because he has a lot of multi hits and he gets a lot of shock stacks on the character. And also you can play him as a C1 buffer for the shield, and his shield actually hits hard on the enemies. So this is pretty good. This is decent. Okay, so I feel like he has a good spot here. Elena, I won't move Elena. I still think the same about her. She has a good healing, and her FS30 can be useful, but it exposes her a lot, so I won't be getting her to FS30 as we have better options. Okay, and I'll talk about that right now on the next character, and which is 8th Chun-Li. After doing a little bit more testings, and as I said, I moved Combat Guile up a little bit because of the multi-bosses on the game. So I feel the same for Athlete Chun-Li. She is a monster for multi-bosses. She's really a monster for multi-bosses. So I feel like she can go a little bit up on the ranking, just actually kind of lower than Dawson, or maybe a little bit higher, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like this is okay. Her and Vega actually maybe bid on most likely the same place, in my opinion, but I'll talk a little bit more on Vega later. Okay, she's good, her C1, but again, she needs to be triple S 6 cars. Her C1 gets some damage mitigation for the team, heals when she has 6 cars, and also increase the damage on the team a little bit. So she's not bad, she is a good character, but what makes me feel like she got a little bit better, in my opinion, when I started to test a little bit more on her potential for damage. Her C1 using the super actually gets some pretty decent ship damage on the enemies, and this makes some difference on fights like multi-bosses or PvP. So this is why I feel like she should be a little higher on the ranking right now. Actually a little bit higher than Vega, because Vega is useless for PvP, but not useless, but we'll talk about it later. So I feel like she's on a good place here. Still, I won't pick her before these characters that are on the top, on a higher tier for divination, but she's still a good character. And you also can prioritize Vega instead of her if you don't have a good C3 DPS. Okay? So, Mui Dawson. Mui Dawson is not a bad character. Oh my god, not a bad character. Also, not very good character. He's weird. His damage is not bad. Even also, if you have FS30, his damage is actually pretty decent, and he can stack the poison a little faster. But still not a character I would invest my FS stones. Okay, not a bad character, not a good character. He is on the perfect place. He is on the middle. Okay. Poison, regular poison. I still feel the same about her. She's not a bad character, but you have better options for damage, and actually a monstrous option for damage if you look at a big boy right here. But anyways, she's not bad. She has some uses. She's on a good place. Dudley, I still feel the same about him. I I'm gonna say to you guys, I will have a strong ass Dudley on FS30 one day because he is my favorite character in the Street Fighter series, and I will get him for PvP someday. Okay, I feel like he's really strong in PvP, and people sleep a little bit on him, but I'll try. I'll try to make him work. Okay. His counters are insane, but there's not much places to use him aside from PvP, in my opinion. Okay, Dante also feel the same. Good super. If you have 6 cars, you can interrupt with his super. It's area of effect, so you get the entire enemy team, and you take some time from the enemy. His C2 not that good, but useful. His C1 useless. Not a bad character, not a good character, on the perfect place. Yang. Yang is, in my opinion, going a little bit higher. Only because of his assist. His assist is being a lot more used in the game right now, and he is, I don't know, not a bad character. He has good speed. You can use him for speed on your team and try to win some specific fights. Not as good as his brother Yun. Yun is a lot better for this purpose. But anyways, you want him for the assist. His assist is really good and is being used a lot on multiple places. So good character overall. Just a little bit squishy. That's my problem with the brothers. They are really squishy. Okay. Fei Long. Again, I feel like he. Actually, I move Fei Long a little bit higher because of his assist. His assist is a must-have. Even more now that we have Fire Adon and Kami Vega. He is a good character. Now that we have better options for Fire Team, we can actually make an entire strong, really strong Fire Team using Fei Long, Dotorinkan passive. So this is also something I will probably do sometime when I finish my Kami Vega, and I feel like this is really strong. I'll be doing that sometime. Okay. Mad Ryu is on a good place. His assist, he is the Bison puppy. His assist on Bison is great. He can be used on Thunder Tower. He can be used here and there, but not a strong character at all. Just regular. Good. Okay. For the new characters, I will start with the big boy, the king. Pharaoh Sagat, God tier. No, just kidding. He is trash. Sorry for that. Right now, he's the worst character in the game. His kit doesn't work. You need to spend 2 bars for his C3 to get enough damage to be useful, and you need to have 3 bars to get him to do maximum potential, not used, but you need to have 3 bars and use 2 bars. So you will probably on a manual fight have a little bit of chance to get one time his maximum potential out, and it's still not gonna be enough. So that character, he's super. A lot. I'd say it's bug. People are saying it's not bug. The clones get extra damage, but they actually don't hit. So why would the clones have extra damage if they don't have damage at all? So yeah, that's it. Worst character in the game. And his C2 just also don't work. Really short range. It says it's short area of effect, but it's so short it sometimes don't even hit the one character he's targeting. So really bad. Kami Vega, in my opinion, is a strong ass character. Okay, I'd put him maybe not, I won't say he's side by side with Gormagalakan, but he is up there on the double S tier, in my opinion. Now that it's fixed, the 6-card passive is fixed, you can have 2 free combos using him on a fight, using them on a fight, and oh my god, it's good to use them, their super, because they actually do more damage on the area, on the characters that they are not targeting than on the characters they are targeting at all. They get 160% damage on area of effect, like splash damage. This is crazy. This is crazy. A lot of damage. Crazy for multi-bosses. Really good for PvP. Actually, a lot useful for challenges as well. So it's a complete character that still needs a little bit more testing, but really good. Just not as good on single bosses, but anyways, really strong character. And Fire Adon, the boy. I will have probably soon an entire video only for him. This character is a monster. I will put him, for now I'll put him here, but the S tier will change a little bit. But right now I will put him here. This character is a monster. He is Dawson on steroids, kind of, because you don't need all the setup that Dawson needs. All you need right now on the meta team to make him crazy is having Flame Chan to get max stacks. Okay, if you get 50 stacks with Flame Chan, he's gonna be obliterating everything on his way, on bosses, on this case. But he's actually really good on challenges. I just won't say he's better than Dawson on challenges, but he's also really good in PvP, really strong in PvP. Even though you feel like you need to have the characters stuck on the place because the wall just stays there, but that's only a team building thing. You can build a team that have the enemy characters stay in place. You can build a team that have the enemy characters to get cornered. You can build a team that gets your team to get cornered. So it's all about team building, okay? And he can be used in PvP, and he's really strong in PvP. So this character is, like, right now the god of Bossin, the king of Bossin. He is really strong in PvP. He is strong in challenges. The character has everything. So that's how the god tier works. If the character can do everything good, he is a god. That's how I say it. Okay. So I feel like he is on god tier for sure. I have him right now maxed out 1 star, but when I still didn't have that 1 star, he being with the 0 stars, a lot less stats than Dawson, he was hitting the bosses for more than Dawson was hit earlier. Okay, so this character is beast. Really strong character, really good addition to the game, and he's factional. This is crazy. This is crazy. If this character were special tickets, for example, he would still be really crazy. He would be priority for everyone. But if he was special tickets, everyone would take so long to realize that he's crazy, because he's good with 6 cars. But the thing is, he's FS30, and you usually don't go FS30 with characters that are not triple S anymore. Right now in the game we have a lot of characters, so we would take a lot longer to realize how beastly this character is if he wasn't a factional character. And this is a good reflection on the game. Some characters may be on a low tier, but it's just because they weren't used enough yet. So maybe sometimes Sagat will be god tier. Who knows? just a reflection, okay? And now we go for the S tier. Oh, someone opened the Path of Fire. Maybe Path of Fire video for you guys. I hit almost 4 billion with Adon on the last rotation. I'll try some new things, okay? Again, Duel. Duel, in my opinion, is on a good place. He's top S tier, almost double S tier. Good character, really strong. It's on a good place. He's just not very good in some things, like bossing. He's not good for bossing. He's really good for PvP. He's really good for challenges. But he gets outshined by Dawson on challenges later on. Okay? But still, you're gonna use him. You need 5 teams, you know? Regular Chun. She couldn't be on a better place. She's really strong, good character. She can be used on multiple ways. She's the queen of Guild Shadowlands, the waves one, where you need to keep going on the waves. She's the best strategy for there right now, in my opinion. So she's on a good place. She gets bars, she gets speed for the team and more bar, and you can do some pretty crazy teams with her if you get enough armor breaks. Again, if you see the video that I did for Raising on his challenge, she's crazy, okay? Street Poison. Also feel like she's on a good place. One of the strongest C1 buffs in the game for damage wise. And it's not actually just damage, she buffs attack, which is a lot different. I may probably do a video on this later, talking about the difference between attack and damage, okay? And it's a big difference, big difference. I may do a video about this later, but most of the times attack is better, okay? Her C2, if you are crazy enough to get her to soul power 80, her C2 becomes a pretty strong interruption and control on the game, okay? For PvP and challenges. So she has some extra uses if you spend on her. Honda. Edmund Honda. I feel like he's on a good place. He's a good tanker. He's just not as good as Abel and Zangief in my opinion, but pretty strong tanker. Straightforward, you need him for a lot of things, so he is on a good place. And also, Bullet Wall. Bullet Wall is great. Oh, and as I'm talking about Bullet Wall, I forgot to say something about Adlit Chun-Li. Most people think that her C1 has a Bullet Wall effect. It doesn't. Her C1 doesn't have a Bullet Wall effect. It mitigates damage and get destroyed by bullets, by ranged attacks. Okay? When you get her to FS30, her C1, the balls, now they become bullet walls, okay? That's the difference. She doesn't have an innate bullet wall. The thing is, her balls, her wind thing, get destroyed by bullets or by ranged attacks, but they don't block ranged attacks. They start to block ranged attacks when you get to FS30, okay? Get this in mind. But we already talked about Chun-Li. Let's continue. Vega. Vega is a beast character for bosses. He has a lot of damage, really strong. I just don't feel like he can be used decently in most other contents, okay? So I feel like he is good, but sorry guys, but he ends up being a little underused in my opinion. And even though he can net monstrous damages, he's not as strong as a flame team, okay? Fashion Can. Fashion Can, that's that's hard because he sits on a worst place he could right now, as we got Fire Adon that is a beast of a flame character and has a beast of a C3. This made Fashion Ken even more shy. He was struggling hard to keep up with Dawson, and now he's struggling really a lot more to get even close to Fire Adon, which is sad. But he's not a bad character at all. That's the thing. He's not bad. He just has a really hard competition on his way. But as I said before, maybe we get some characters that work better for him and he becomes stronger, okay? He's being used right now. The most useful team for him is using Akuma as his igniter that burns the enemy team using the C2. That's not even 100%, but it's how it's done, because Akuma has a decent damage with his C2. Not the Shungokusatsu, the regular, not the Shin Shungokusatsu, the regular Shungokusatsu gets flame damage and burn on the enemies. So this ends up buffing Ken and getting decent damage. So Ken is on a weird place right now. Summer Ibuki. Actually, I feel like she's on a good place. She is a good character. She gets the job done, but right now with Kemi Vega, she's again, it's another character that sits on a weird place because Kemi Vega is a lot better for area damage than Summer Ibuki. So kind of weird. She's not bad, she just doesn't have much place to be used, to be honest. Trendy Kemi. Trendy Kemi, again, it's similar to Vega, but if I still didn't have, wasn't able actually to test her with Trendy Dawson because I don't have both characters, so I feel like they sit on a good place here. Not bad, not so good also, but really strong character. It's just that we have better options. Akuma, kind of the same place. Akuma is a really good character. For me, in my opinion, he's best used right now in PvP. He's a really strong PvP character, but again, as the meta is going, the teams are not to protect the characters from Viper, and this hurts Akuma a lot because he also hits the backline only. The strong damage that he does is on the backline. So him being a character that hits the backline, he ends up being outshined because the meta is protecting everyone in the backline from Viper right now. So he is on a weird place. Still, really strong character. It's just that it's hard to use. Okay. Yan, I've said it before. Yan is incredible. He has the same speed as Bizangief, so he is an easy character to get to max speed, and he is not bad. His passive is really strong. You can put some strong trigger characters on the team with him, and you won't be disappointed. But the same problem as his brother, he is really squishy. He will die really fast because he doesn't have much life and he exposes himself a lot on the fight, so that's the problem with him. But strong character, good character, it's on the right place. Same for with Judy. Again, oh, and I forgot to mention, Yan assist is also really strong. It's not as useful as Yang, but it's really strong. Yang can be used everywhere. Yan is specific, so good assist, but a little worse than his brother. But as a character, as a whole, he is a lot better than his brother. Not a lot, but significantly better than his brother. Okay. Uh, with Jury, again, I feel like she's sitting on a good place. Her assist is incredible. Just for her assist, if you would say, oh, hang the characters just for assist, she would be top double S or even God tier. Her assist is really good. Sustain is incredible. You get a lot of extra survivability with her. It's good for PvP, it's good for bossing, it's good on challenges, and also, to be honest, she is a good character to be used in challenges because of the revive. She gets more damage more time on the field, so she's good. She's not incredible, but she's good. Her damage, the problem with her damage is a little bit lackluster. Okay, so that's why I feel like she is on a good place here. And now we go to the double S tier. Let's go. I still feel like Beast Zangief, Gouken and Bison kind of sits on the same place here. Sits on the same place. But still, I feel like Zangief can be higher because he is a staple needed character for a lot of things in the game to progress. Okay, so I feel like he must be double S. My only problem with him is the FS30. His FS30 is trash. So you put him on FS25 for the effect accuracy, and you stop right there. Okay, still. Strong character, really good character. So I feel like he's on a good place, and I'm also actually even using him on Shadowlands right now. I've got a really good score on Shadowlands, 3.2 billion, using him on a team with Fire Adon. Remember when I said that the thing about Fire Adon when you play on the PvP or challenge is having a good composition that can manage the field for you. Beast Zangief is an excellent character to manage the field for you because he gets all the characters together and he makes the fight stay in place. He almost gets like a box and the fight doesn't move as much from that box if you have if the characters are well placed and you have a good composition. Okay, so Beast Zangief, top of the double S tier for sure. I don't even need to say much about Bison and Gouken, do I? I feel like they are pretty much the same. I'd say Gouken is still a little bit higher than Bison because he provides two revives for the team. This is big. Good character. He's incredible. Just go for Gouken. I'd say Gouken and Summerlina are the must-have characters right now on the special summons. Okay, if you don't have any character, go straight up. I'd say actually get one copy of Evil Ryu and go straight up to double S Summerlina and triple S Gouken. That's it. You're done. You have the best of the best in special summons if you do this. Okay. And then also obviously you go further later, but that's it. Incredible character. He's almost necessary in the game right now. This is how strong he is. Again, he's good on PvP, he's good on bosses, he's good on challenges. He's just not God tier because he's not used on the fire meta team. So he can be used on bosses, obviously. We fight against 5 bosses on events right now, so against 4 bosses, sorry, on events right now, so he is gonna be on a team. But if there was only one boss, he wouldn't be on that team. That's why I don't put him on the top tier. Actually, the more I think about it, the more I want to put Gouken on the God tier. We'll get to there later, okay? We'll get to that later. Tough one. This is a tough one. But I'd say if I put Gouken on the God tier, I would maybe take Blanca off the God tier. I'll think about it. When I get to God tier, I think about it. Okay? And actually, I feel like Gouken is higher than Beast Zangief. But he's not as useful early on as Beast Zangief. That's a thing. But we are talking about endgame characters, so let's think about it. When I finish the double S tier, I will have my verdict. Okay, Nero. I'll be honest. I'll say Nero is a little lower right now. He is a strong character. I just feel like he's not being used as much. He's strong. He can be used in PvP. He can be used in bosses, but he's not the best everywhere. He's just good everywhere. That's the thing. Okay. So I feel like he is on the top of double S tier, but not better than Evil Rio. I'd say Evil Rio is a little bit better than him. Actually, even maybe no, she isn't higher. Let's stay her right here because she's only used on one thing in the game, but she is the goddess of that one thing in the game. Evil Ryu is on a good place. He is useful on A tier. You don't even need to get more than one copy of him for him to be useful, because his strongest trait is the resets to use on bosses. But if you get him to triple S and you get him stronger, he is a beast in PvP, and you can also use him really well in challenges. So I feel like he is top 5 in double S tier for sure. Again, Flame Chan, I'd say she's on a good place. She is a good character, but she's only useful on bosses. But why is she so high if she is only useful on bosses? Because she's like the goddess of bosses. So there's no way I can put Flame Chan lower than that. But I'm keeping her out of the top 5 double S tier. That's a thing. Okay? But you know, goddess character. Now this right here was kind of a prediction. I used her a little bit before the last rankings, but right now, thinking a little bit more about it, she's crazy and she's probably gonna be one of the strongest PvP characters in the game because of her speed and her usability in PvP, but she's not that useful in bossing, in my opinion. So she is higher than I think she should be right here. Actually, I'd put her on the top of S tier, to be honest, because she's kind of the opposite of Ken. Ken is a crazy good character for bossing, but he is outshined by her competitors. But she is not. She is good in bosses, don't get me wrong. She can get some pretty decent damage, pretty high damage, but she's not even in the competition when it comes to other characters, okay? But she's really strong, a really strong character for challenges. She is crazy good for PvP, but she's not the best on anything. So I feel like she is on top of S tier for sure. Virgil, I wouldn't move Virgil. He's on a good spot. He's crazy for PvP. He's crazy for challenges. He's good for some bossing, but the problem with Virgil is only that he's kind of have a bugged AI, you know, a bugged. I won't say it's a bug. It kind of is, but it's a weird technical issue he has. Let's call it like that, okay? Where he stops the combo sometimes when he transforms in between the combo. It's not even the delay from the transformation. He finishes the transformation. You have a lot of time to execute the combo, but it's something like the game doesn't compute him transform as him untransformed. So if you have a combo set, he'll do super, transforms. Then let's say Summer Yang does his thing, a lot of time going, long C2, let's see. Doesn't matter. Flame Chun does his C2, a lot of time going, but as he transformed in between his super and his C3, the game counts as different characters and the combo tree will not go out. Okay? These weird technical issues. Rose. In my opinion, Rose sits on a good place here. She's a strong character, she's really good, good support, good damage boosting for the team actually, with her C2. She is a good character. Just have her. You will need her somewhere in the game, so she's really good. Sagat. Sagat, I still feel like he is strong. He's on a good place here. I just put him a little lower here. Gormagala actually, I feel like he's a little better than Sagat. He's good for bossing because of his C3 using his cars. He's really strong, but a lot of RNG involved. And you can count this everywhere, on PvP, on challenges, everywhere. He's a good tank, even though he's not a tank. His C3 is really strong, but it's a lot of RNG. Still, pretty solid character, really good. Gormagala Ken, unique character. There's no need to talk much about him. He gets the enemy team all stuck together, and you bring the character that's on the tag to the field, so you can hit everyone on the enemy team. He's crazy. This is a unique skill that only he got in the game. So really strong character, and obviously he does a lot of damage. His passive is strong. Good character at all. Actually, I'd say he's a little bit higher. He is strong. He's really strong. Abel. Again, Abel is a pretty solid tank. His team on PvP with Viper, Summerlina, and Bizangief is one of the most dominant teams in PvP right now. He's crazy strong. He tanks a lot. His shields are absolute parries, kind of, because it's absolute shield. You mitigate the entire damage of the hits. This is crazy. If you have him maxed out, you get a lot of shields. So strong character. Nothing bad to say about him. Zangief, again, another character with a unique trait. He's the only character right now that negates completely passive from other characters. So his C2 with 6 cars is really strong. You get to nullify the enemy passive, and he's the only one that does this right now. And also he is a really strong tank because of his passive. So he sits on a good place. Oni. I'll be honest with you guys, I will put Oni a little higher. Now that I'm using him more, actually, I put him right here. Now that I'm using him more, he's a strong character, and there's some things that I wasn't taking in consideration when I when I was thinking about him before. First, he is an active character that has active skills, but he activates two triggers almost every combo. This is crazy because we have a lot of things that resolves around triggering right now. So he's a character that gets bonus from being active and bonus from being a trigger. And this is crazy. He always does the Hadouken after the C3, and he sometimes does the Stomp after the Super when you have the Oni mark on the team, okay? The Mad Demon mark. So, crazy good character. I'm using him a lot. Very good. Summer Yang sits on a good place right now. To be honest, but I actually just move Kemi Veiga a little higher, to be honest, right here, because I was comparing him to Gormagala and I put Gormagala a little higher, but actually I feel like Kemi Veiga can be a little higher as well. Summer Yang, again, really solid character. You can use him to dodge some specific attacks from bosses. He gets good shielding, he gets good healing. At all, he is a complete support character. He is the most complete support character you have in the game right now. Aside, obviously, from Summer Alina, which is the best support someone could ever imagine for a game. Okay? He has damage, he has healing, he has shield, he's C1. Again, pretty decent character. I just don't put him in front of Rose because of Rose passive. Rose passive is really good. Okay? So I'd say he's on a good place. Now that I finished this list, I'll talk really fast about Fashion Blanca because I actually really feel like I do something like this. Let's start talking about Fashion Blanca on the X God tier. Okay, Fashion Blanca is really strong. He does decent damage. He has a good passive, a good support skill, a good buff, but his buff is RNG dependent, so it's kind of RNG heavy if you count that you need to accumulate stacks and to get the buff going on the right characters. It's kind of weird. He is strong, he is good, he is used everywhere, but I feel like Gouken right now is more important than him. I just would say he would be higher than Gouken because of the fire team, the fire meta team. But actually, this doesn't matter. He being on the top of the double S tier is still really big. He is the best character compared to all these other characters in my opinion. So I still feel like he's one of the best characters in the game. He's a free character. He's on the strongest meta team in the game for bossing, but he's not complete. For example, he doesn't tank. He tanks 0. He dies faster than the DPS from your team. So he's not complete. Yet, really strong character, one of the best in the game. Okay? Dawson. I'd say Dawson and Adon are splitting the same place here. I'd put Dawson right here. I'd say Dawson is just not better than Adon. Sorry. I'd say Dawson is just not better than Adon in... Actually, Adon is better on PvP and on bosses, in my opinion, and Dawson is undisputedly better on challenges and tower. Okay, Dawson is crazy for this purpose because his burn is on another level because of his passive. Okay, still they are a lot comparable. You can still have better damage with Dawson if you compare him to Aiden, but it's all RNG dependent, and they are sitting almost in the same place, to be honest. Summerlina, actually, nothing much to talk about her. The best support in the game, by far, by an insane margin. She is the best support in the game. She's automatic. She doesn't need to be triple S. She's incredible. Just get her. Just get her. She's a must-have character right now in the game. Really, really strong. She is on the top of the list, in my opinion. For sure, for sure. I wouldn't put her lower than this. So I feel like this is good. Viper. I feel like she's on a good place. She's really, really strong with her soul power. She dominates the PvP right now. If you have a well-built Viper, you can win against the counter team, the Bison team, if you are with equivalent strengths, okay, equivalent power. You will probably win against the anti-Viper team with Viper, which is weird. So the only anti-Viper team right now is a mirror match. This is crazy. This is crazy. She is incredible. She's good for bossing. She's good for challenges. She's good for PvP. She's good everywhere. She's a good character. And that's what I think about her. Oh, that took some time. But I kind of feel like that's it. This is gonna be a long video, guys. Long video. Actually, probably longer than the last the last tier list that we made, which is weird. But that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll ask again, if you like the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to get more content, and I'll be doing another video on another tier list next month, and we will keep going like this, okay? Updating this one with new thoughts and new characters. And again, if you want to support the channel, there's gonna be a QR code up there with the PayPal accounts. Everything donated to this PayPal will be used on the channel to get more content for you guys. I will be using all the money donated on Street Fighter Duel to support the game and also to get more content for you guys. Okay? I'll be honest, I look at this list and I like it. You guys, tell me in the comments what you think about it. Is there anything you would change? Tell me. I love to know about this. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time. Peace.